What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
And I am still James.
We got an epic review for y'all for Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. But before we do that, we got an intro. All right, we back. Okay, so Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. Disney Plus series. It premiered last year, right?
Yeah.
Last year was like basically when Disney Plus launched. And it was, it was a hit because it was something new. Star Wars, Lucasfilm ain't really brought nothing out since the movies, since, I guess, the Rise of Skywalker, but it was... they side movies. They stopped doing those in between movies. So it kind of like, so it's kind of like, okay, we need some more, Star Wars or Lucasfilms. Yeah. We need some more.
That and like there's been a lot of folks that are just sick of Jedis.
Yeah, right. So we want more of the Star Wars universe, but we want a new, fresh story.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because the story always been on, Luke and Vader, same stories. So I mean that do make sense, and Mandalorian whole thing is a whole new fresh story where we know of them, but we don't really know unless you see those. I guess they got some books, but we don't know too much about what's going on. We know Boba Fett, which a lot of people know they was in Last Jedi. Return of the Jedi. And, I don't know why that camera's acting stupid. But we was in Return of the Jedi, and then he kind of just got his ass whooped and died Everybody kind of wondered, how is he so popular? Because he just he was kind of like a joke character almost in Return of the Jedi or whatever. But anyway, so this Mandalorian is, it got popular because, like I said, it was Lucasfilm first for real live action TV show, I believe, right? They ain't no other live action.
No.
So it's like their first live action TV show. Jon Favreau directed and produced it or whatever. And, like I said, it was a hit. It was a fun show. How'd you like the first season?
I love the first season. One, like I like the whole space western thing. So it's like, like kind of like that same thing with like Cowboy Bebop or Firefly.
Yeah.
So I'm already down for this kind of story. Mm-hmm. And then you add like that whole like Kurosawa element to it, like the old samurai films and everything.
Yeah, The Man with No Name.
Yeah,
right.
And so like for me, like this show was like kind of a breath of fresh air with a hint of nostalgia. So I was down for it.
I felt the same way because I really love like Cowboy Bebop and Firefly and like those, like you said, it's like a western in space.
Yeah,
and we got the Lone Gunman, which is the Mandalorian. The thing is about that is, and this was with the Lone Samurai and the Lone Gunman. They story themselves wasn't nothing really to talk about. It was always the people around them.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Those were the stories because he'll come into the stranger town and whatever problems they have, he'll take on, and that was the story. That was the Fistful of Dollars, and what's the Japanese movie they stole that from? Oh, excuse me, homaged. Was it Yojimbo? Yojimbo, yeah. So I love those movies, but those movies, the story of the Lone Samurai and Lone Gunman, he didn't have a story. They didn't even have a name. Like he just come to town, and what's your name? He can make up a name, and what's his backstory? I don't know. I ain't gonna give you my backstory.
Even some like Seven Samurai where it's like, oh, these are some really cold dudes, and I heard they did this, and it's like, but they just roll in, they handle business, they leave town.
Right.
And so it's like, you never let them carry the story, they just carry the action.
Right. So that's my whole thing with this, where his story is not that important. Like to me, I just like the Mando, I forget his name, but his whole arc is not like it's nothing there,
Yeah.
But the action was good. When other people get problems, he come in and help them. I like to see that.
Yeah.
But I was like, where the main story, where they gonna go with it? So were they where they left off in the original series, where he has Baby Yoda. It's a big deal. Everybody, ooh, Baby Yoda's so cute. I think after a while, people be like, all right, I'm tired of that cute stuff. Let's see what he can. What's the deal with him? You know. So his whole thing is he's got the I guess whatever Yoda species is, baby, and he needs to return him to his people. That's his whole arc.
Yeah.
Nothing else to it. And so you was like, okay, well, let's see what's going on with that. What's the importance of this little baby Yoda, and where is that going to go? And this first episode, you going to get some of those questions answered. Did we?
Nah. Look, because like this is the problem I had with this episode the whole time I was watching it. This does not feel like a season premiere. It feels like a next episode.
Dude, it's almost like this was like this was a filler.
Yeah.
But you can't really start your first episode with a filler.
No.
I think that was a mistake. It wasn't a bad episode, but it didn't lead nothing to the main story. And I'm gonna tell you what pretty much this episode was pretty much about. It was kind of like the same episode where he had to help. It's almost like, you know, where he had to destroy a monster because he needs something for them. So he'll make a deal with somebody. I'll help you if you help me. You know, and I'm thinking like
and it's the same. It really is like that same equation. It's like he strolls into town to make a deal for some information or something.
Yeah.
He draws some trouble on him just for being a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Things escalate. There's a shootout. He goes to some town, finds some people that need help.
Right, and then they make a deal with him about something. So take down this monster, and we'll give you what you want. Okay, so the whole episode is about, they got a montage of them preparing to take down a monster or whatever. And like, okay, that's okay for a filler. That's not what I wanted in the first episode.
At the very least, they could have ended it with him like getting some vital information.
Yeah, so his whole thing is he's trying to find, right, he never got that. He's trying to find where the baby Yoda belongs. He don't even know where it belongs. And he's looking for somebody with information. So they touched on that at the beginning. And then so basically when he went to get some information, nobody had the information, but they had something else that he wanted, which was, shall we say, it was some Mandalorian armor. Yeah. It's basically, you know what? It's Boba Fett. It's Boba Fett armor. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they already said it's gonna be Boba Fett gonna be here. So dude walk up with this armor, and it's like, I guess this is Boba Fett's armor, and
and you know what? Like even the way they frame that scene, it's like this feels like a fake out.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure, but like he walk up, and I know it ain't Boba Fett, but you know. Then I heard his voice. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that voice. And it's, you know, I don't know the actor name, but he's on Fargo, right?
Yeah.
As Daffy.
I can't keep his name in my head, but yeah, man, old Daffy.
Yeah, so I saw where this was coming. I said, okay, this is going. But then I saw where it was coming, where it was when they sat down and talked, and I was like, okay, I see where this is going. We're gonna be let's join forces. I got a job for you or something. I said, yep, this is where this is going. This is exactly where it went too. You know, a whole nother off the issue problem was gonna happen, and that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a little worrying how regularly they do that in this show.
Yeah.
Like, it was fine for one season, but now we're supposed to have picked up and gotten into the meat of this whole main plot.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the fact that we're not only still, you know, veering off to take care of random stuff, but that's how we start off the season.
Right.
Is really worrying.
And which is not cool. And I'm thinking, this thing making me say, y'all ain't got a plan.
Exactly.
Y'all didn't have a script for part 2, for season 2, and y'all don't have a for real plan. I don't know why my camera keeps cutting off.
Yeah.
It drive me crazy. Anyway, y'all don't have y'all didn't have a plan for a script for second season, and now y'all kind of just writing at the seat of your pants. And I'm looking like, okay, you got a main story, find where Yoda belongs or whatever. Can we get something to that? Just lead us in that direction, you know?
Yeah. Like, I feel like the way to make this is like every episode or so, even if you don't have like a major advancement to the main plot, drop some kind of hint.
Yeah.
At, like, hey, look. Sorry we couldn't help you with such and such, but this is what I heard. You know,
Yeah.
Like at least something like that.
So what they did was they they gave us something else. They gave us a little stinger at the end, and then they also gave us a little. Well, basically by showing Boba Fett armor, they gave us like, oh, Boba Fett. Boba Fett must be still alive, I guess. We don't know for sure it's his armor, but it looks like his armor.
Right.
It's like all discolored like his armor, and he's like, I got it from a couple of Jawas. And then even when they said, it's a guy on Tatooine. Oh, I've been on Tatooine. I never seen one. Oh, I'm telling you, it's a guy on Tatooine that might have the information you need. Like, oh, we go back to Tatooine.
Yeah.
They somehow, some way in the whole galaxy always end up on Tatooine.
Yeah, I'm so sick of Tatooine.
I
man.
swear to God.
It's like that one random town in the desert that so many westerns end up placing. It's like I don't need.
I'm gonna
this
give
no
them one
more.
thing. They did give the Sand People some more shine than they
Yeah.
ever give them, because they always play them off as just these cannibal people that live out in the desert, and they really still kind of didn't really make them more like
They made them noble savages. And
yeah, yeah. But it's
which
funny.
is problematic in its
So
own
they
way, but
talking.
whatever.
They use sign language and grunts. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, which is it? Why you using sign language? Like, you know what I'm saying?
So this is what I saw.
Make it
there.
quick.
Okay. They use the vocalization for tonality, and they use the sign language for the actual words. So it's like because like a lot of their predators react off of sound. So like the sign language is just like, this is what I'm saying. The sound is, this is how I'm saying.
Okay, unimportant. But I got you. And I'm not trying to diminish
I
what you
know,
said.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, I don't even care. Because the thing is, you already play off sand people like they
it's
just
world
savages
building.
anyway, and you won't see them again.
It's just world
And you
building.
use them as cannon fighters so they would just get killed left and right. And that's not to mention Anakin just start killing them left and
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So anyway,
They came back.
unimportant. And let's get to the main plot. In the main plot, you gave me nothing. So all you did was give me a little stinger at the end to make me want to see the next episode. And should I say the stinger? I'll let you see that to know
Yeah.
what that is. But tell the truth, it was like, okay, it was cool. It was a cool little stinger. But I'm still trying to figure out where's the main plot? Where's this guy going? Is he just going to take random jobs it's going to be 9 episodes? So he's just going to take random jobs for 8 episodes and then figure it out on the 9th episode and then take him where you need to be, and that's the end of it?
Like, because I don't need this to just be, all right, let's tool around the galaxy, see if we find
That's what it's going to be.
Like, I need
We
this
already
to-
saw that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, in like, this is what this first episode is telling us. And I need this to turn into we have a clear goal. We've got a plan. We got to make this happen. I'm going to need this to, like, really jump off in the next couple episodes.
And so I'm looking like, okay, what's your story? I know they're going to bring back Gina Garoppolo. I think is that her name? Carano and Carl Weathers' character. And so I guess they're going to hire him for a couple bounty jobs, you know, because she working for Carl Weathers now. He like a bounty, what they call them, the person that give them the jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, they probably going to be like, hey, Mando, we got a job. Okay. So they're going to go on a random job, da-da-da. You know, just, all right, it's cool, but it's not getting me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say I'm disappointed because it was a fun episode, but I also need something, where are we going? I need to find out where we're going.
Because, like, the problem here is this is season 2.
Yeah, exactly.
This is season 2.
It's time to move on the story.
You can't just act like, well, we made y'all a little show. It's like, nah, man, this is season 2. You got a plot. You got to advance it.
Yes, but so I mean, you know, the action was good. They had they did shoot the rocket off on the jetpack. I did like seeing that. The Boba Fett always had that rocket, never shot him.
Right.
Never shot it. Django did.
Right.
If you remember on the prequels, the second one, Attack of the Clones. Django shot it off one time, but Boba Fett never shot that damn rocket. But
people been waiting for that rocket to go off for decades.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a fun little episode. We got to see Tatooine, which we already seen.
Too much.
I like to see what's going on with the main plot. Maybe if they can give me what's going on with the Grand Moff. I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, his character, why he wants Yoda.
Where he got the Darksaber.
Yeah, what's going on with that? You know, all that stuff that's out there they want us to see. Oh, let's have this random fight with a sand monster or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sandworms.
don't get me wrong. Like a great dragon is kind of big for the fandom, but it don't mean nothing for the show.
Okay, that's cool, but it had, like I said, it's nothing to do with him, and so he ended up taking the Boba Fett armor, and we don't know what this means from there. So this is gonna bring Boba Fett into the story, I believe, big time. Where they gonna have a whatever, which is cool. Okay, it's I like that, but where you going with it?
Right.
You know, if you ain't a fan of Boba Fett, then you ain't gonna care.
Sure.
But I want to see where it go. I'm not saying it wasn't good, but it was slightly disappointing that it was basically a filler on your first episode. You got to do better than that.
Yeah.
Like your first episode got to be something that gives me a big push on the main story. Yeah. And then you can kind of slow it down, and then your middle episode give me something big, and then slow it down. You know what I'm saying?
This
you don't start off like that.
If I don't care about this show anymore, your first episode of the season needs to tell me, "Hey, bro, you better start watching this show again." Don't be like, "Hey, we got another episode out."
Yeah. So I was. It was okay. It was a good episode. I liked the action. The action picked up where it left off. Felt like the same show. The music was good, but you got to tell me where the story is going. It's really making me mad that you started the season off with a filler. Excuse me. So just slightly disappointed on the first episode, not because it wasn't good, because they're not progressing the story like I wanted to. And we got to wait a whole other week to see what they're going to do. And if they do the same thing next week, then I'm going to really be upset.
I'm with you on that.
All right, so that is our review for The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. So we out of here. Peace.